The last question that was asked, you know, well, what is this for? Why? Well, these golems were made for a purpose, to avenge some wrong or to defend against some possible wrong. And you still have Ari Ben David um, on the phone if you wish to continue asking him questions.
No, I will thank him uh, for his insight.
These are
Um,
they're only legends, though. I don't really believe that a creature made of stone could walk on its own, not without like robotics.
mm, well, what are robotics except for the magic of tomorrow? And I'll hang up.
You can imagine on the other end, he's kind of like, "Hello, hello, hello," and looking at his phone, shakes his head and shrugs, and puts it
Like
down.
what? What's that boy on?
Um, and if just since I'm in here and away from the outside people,
Sure.
I just want to see if I can talk to Tante.
I think you can roll.
Oh, you walked inside.
I think that's a spirit roll, right?
Yeah, he went inside.
I'm
You and
still
I are
standing
hanging
by
out.
the Yeah, I'm still standing by the tarp waiting to do I kick its head in? Maybe not. Do I need to remake this leg?
I'm
I'm going to
keeping an eye
reroll
out for
that.
these children. Which is like keep your head down, Sophia. No witnesses here.
Glad I rewrote that.
We're not doing anything suspicious.
Sure.
Just hanging out over a tarp.
Yeah, you probably heard. Uh,
In
you
in
overheard
bread.
probably a portion of Shep's conversation on the phone, muffled a little bit just due to distance, but you knew he was talking to somebody on the phone. Um, Probably even mentioned because he did take that picture and say he did send it to Ari Ben David. It's no surprise that he was talking to that individual. Sure, I'll put a Tante figure, your great 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 aunt.
Tante,
She looks quizzically at the ice melting in the sink and the bread in the trash can. Shrugs.
yeah, we've
Ship's
we've
feet.
we've had some interesting times today. What do you know of golems?
Oh, mon petit chou. Zombies, much more down my alley, she says.
Mm,
Speaking of which, there's a dead body over there.
yeah, that's the lady that was supposedly she basically double crossed the guy that's killed those a lot of those people from the old World War, uh, whose ghosts we had to help. You helped me communicate with them in the trailer.
Ah, my petit chou, I remember.
Um,
How is
she
how is the small one? Is she well?
she is better. Still a bit traumatized, but better. We found out that the person that lived next door to them, um, he dabbled in the necromantic arts and bound the souls of his victims to him with fetishes so that he can have an extended life.
Ah,
Um,
well, quite a story. Not outside of
yes.
the realm of what is possible, though.
Um, right now, we're about two-thirds of the way. He's hidden a bunch of fetishes. We've destroyed some. We have some left to destroy. The body, she was supposed to care to bring us the last of them. It looks like somebody got to her before we got here. However, the strange thing in the backyard, there is the makings of a uh, golem with the words in the ancient language of the Hebrews, protect, protector. Um, is because I've never come across that particular type of magics.
Hmm.
If it's still in the ground, if it had been finished, would the the effigy of it still be there?
I do not. I do not know what you are asking.
Uh, I'm just curious whether it was finished or not.
Oh, I do not know. As she
Okay.
as she walks towards the door.
Oh,
Imagine it's about 3/4 uncovered at this point. Maybe its entire upper torso and the remnants where the leg would be. So maybe the upper left corner is still grommeted, staked into the soft earth.
hmm. My gosh, yep. There you are. What'd you find out?
Am I kicking this in?
No. Try to use your artistic abilities and try to fix the leg.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
There you go.
I will go move over back toward the legs and try to mold
I'd like a
his
performance.
leg.
I'd like a performance check.
Yeah.
Shep, I would like a
Hmm.
smarts roll from you, please.
Okay.
I offer moral support to
My
Sophia's artistic
goodness.
endeavors. Oh no! You really
I
could have used that moral support. Huh?
I can't Benny that.
As
Nope.
you were leaned
Oh.
over trying to do
Oh.
similar to making a sand sculpture, you lose your balance. You were kind of squatting. You lose your balance and topple forward and mangle the second leg.
I can fix it. I can try again. I can fix this. It's gonna be okay. Can I fix it? Can I try again?
Hmm.
I fixed it.
Shep, while you were over there
I just
taking that picture, you know where you've smelled this soil before. You smelled it when you were having one of your precognitive flashes, when you were fighting the
Hmm.
desiccated, hideous form, the unlife form of Heimglimmer. There was something looming behind you that smelled loamy like this earth. You remember where you've smelled this smell before. It was in your vision.
Okay. Did I do I remember if I was frightened of the smell?
You were not. It was behind you, but
Okay.
you were not frightened. You were focusing on Heimglimmer's desiccated, dry, flaking form, um, the hideous leer on his face, and also concerned with perhaps it was Ava's form crumpled up on the ground next to you,
Hmm.
and off to the
Okay.
side you did see Sophia
Yeah.
looking in an urn, a canopic urn, as a matter of fact, in this vision. But this occurred in a 10 by 20 foot
Right.
storage trailer, like a unit that you would rent to store like a sports car that you're working on, some such.
I'm going to call Ava over.
Sure.
Yes, hello.
Hi.
What do you need
Um,
from me?
I've seen that, or not seen, but smelled that um
Hmm.
golem in one of my visions. I think it was on our side.
Ah,
Do when you were looking around and being Nancy Drew,
yeah.
did you happen to see anything that looked like it might would have had um, like a scrap of paper or a book, anything where somebody might would have had a ritual put on it?
I don't believe so. There was a bit of a bloody trail in the front of the room where we found Jennifer. Uh, then, do you think that these footsteps came from the creature itself?
Mm,
The dirt footsteps? Maybe it was
There's no
activated?
way. There's no way. This golem's got
yeah,
like a size 18 foot.
I think
Okay.
she was trying to make it.
Okay. Then maybe we should both take a look here while Sophia is trying to get her artistic um sculpture on. Um
What's wrong with me?
can I take a look here while Sophia looks for her muse?
Where
Who,
did it go?
who would that be? Like Calypso or I don't know. I don't know many of the names of the muses.
Just try to
But I am
recreate Lenny's feet.
Maybe, I was about to say. I don't think I've ever seen his feet.
I am amused that you destroyed the lower portion of this golem.
He wears shoes, Shep.
He wears shoes. It's true. We have not seen that man without shoes.
It's just lucky you didn't turn Lenny into a Ken doll.
I I'm gonna try again to fix the leg that I just wrecked.
Oh, I don't know.
Mm.
I'm kind of looking forward to seeing this golem like hopping around, with one leg cut off at the knee and the other
Your
one
dream may
sort
come
of
true after all.
mid calf. But just as an aside, I'm going to share an image. This is a little bit of artwork at what would have happened if one of you had, when you were under the effect of that
Ooh,
puppet spell,
Oh
and you had
boy.
that little pin,
yeah.
Hmm.
and you showed up. It was just last night. This is Sarah Tinsley, Deck, the woman you killed, along with
Mm-hmm.
three of her two
Dang.
two of her two maybe three of her ritualists. I think, yeah. If one of you had succumbed to that puppet spell, you all saved. Major
Oh
spirit roll.
boy.
This is just a random, college student tied down to the sacrificial altar. You can see there's like an Anubis jackal headed thing behind you, some braziers. So I just ran across that when I was pulling up artwork, and I thought I would share that.
I love that.
Just set the stage. And
Hmm.
So, was there
Um,
anything in particular you noticed in here?
I'll retrace my steps just in case. Can I do another roll just in case to find like maybe around her body and her purse on the bookshelf?
sure, what specifically are you looking for?
Shep is mentioning a ritual. So I will look for a ritual that maybe I overlooked and didn't take notice at first.
Sure, you could roll.
Wonderful. 5.
On the Okay, so you found a figurine, a knickknack, a paperweight
Mm.
underneath the easy chair. You pull it out, and it had blood on it. You
Hmm.
also find blonde strands and a little clump of scalp and blonde hair on the corner of this figurine. This figurine is almost like a standing pharaoh made of bronze, perhaps, like a
Okay.
paperweight that you would put on maybe like on a shelf or on a desk.
Mm-hmm.
It's metal. It's got some weight on it, you can tell, and it's got some blood and pieces of scalp and hair on it as well. It is mounted on like a little square of wood, which would be what you would set it down on, like on a desk or a shelf.
Okay.
That
I
little
found this.
that little piece of wood swivels as though it is only attached not by a pin in each of the four corners, but only a pin in one corner. So it
Mm.
rotates a little bit, revealing
Mm.
a hidden hollow place up inside, like where its legs would be. It's wearing,
Okay.
like, I don't want to call it a dress, but like a ceremonial pharaoh garb. So it's not naked legs. It's wearing a gown of some type. So yeah, you flip it
Yeah.
over and open it up, twist that base, and you look up to the inside of the hollow spot, and sure enough, there seems to be a rolled up script of paper.
Okay. So I'll pass this over to Shep. He's like, this is what I found, and it looks like there's something hiding inside, so maybe this is our jackpot.
Okay. And I will try to remove the paper.
Sure, easily done. It was in there loosely.
Can I read it?
Oh yeah, is it in English?
Or
Or
Spanish?
or German? Or Hebrew?
Ding, 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 ding. It's in Hebrew.
Gonna have to call
Who are you gonna call?
our
Don't
our
call Ari
friendly
Ben
neighborhood
David.
rabbi.
Ari Ben David. He might be a little upset that you hung up so unceremoniously on him.
You
I,
hung up on him, Shep.
he was asking too many questions.
Don't gotta be rude. You just say it's for
I,
academic purposes.
I just, he said magic wasn't real, and I told him robotics was the magic of the future, and I hung up.
Robotics was the magic of the future. You're not wrong, but we need someone to read Hebrew. I mean,
Here's
I've done research before, but I don't think it's gonna help us too much.
I shared another image. This is what I
Ooh.
sort of based your vision on, Shep. So this is the image that
Mhm.
always comes to mind. It's a little different, of course, but this is the inspiration. Perhaps it is in
Okay.
some way, shape, manner, or form my muse.
Oh.
Sophia, you are going to try to
Fix my mistakes.
hmm,
Is that another performance roll?
yeah, it's going to be at -2.
Oh, hell. Okay.
Moral support spiritually.
Thank you.
We might have to call this guy Stumpy. I don't know.
Oh.
Well, that'll clear up a whole bunch of ills, won't
Do
it?
I get both legs with that?
Yeah, sure,
Photographic
sure,
memory, eh?
Yep.
sure.
I mold the legs back together very, very carefully with as much focus as I can muster.
Yeah, while before,
Beautiful.
with a 15, yeah, before it just essentially it had a foot with 5 toes, and the toes didn't have any splits between them. It was just formed crudely. Yeah, you make it with 5 separate toes, and you even give it little toenails. You put little dimples on the side of its kneecaps where its patella would
Eh.
be, and although you demolished the second leg, part of the foot was intact. You think you got the length just right. You don't think he's going to be walking with a limp because one foot's too short or one leg is too short. Not a bad artistic endeavor, but you are an art major. You've done your share of sculpting. I just had to have some fun with that critical failure.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
that
would
was
have been
really
funny
bad.
to watch it hop around.
That's a second critical failure of the night
Oh, I
from.
Yeah.
love it. Love
Woo.
it.
I was just sitting there thinking, okay, well, I guess we're gonna have to borrow a wheelchair from the hospital.
Don't don't give me your bad juju. Don't do it.
No, I was talking about for the golem.
Oh Lord. Like I've been on a conference chair already. I've hurt my feet, I've hurt my butt, I've hurt my legs. I've died once.
Everything on you is hurt at one point or another.
Everything has been hurt.
You've been
somewhere.
through a lot.
And just to make certain, Ava, have we found a comprehend languages ritual at all?
Good question. It looks like we found flying, demon summoning. We have a
Wall
knowledge
walking.
ritual. And
Well, language
we have
skills
oh we
are
have
knowledge.
we have speak language.
What
don't-
language classes does ETU offer?
Oh, it's well known for its cultural studies. I imagine it offers many of the classic languages.
Mm-hmm.
I would include Hebrew along with that.
What does the knowledge?
Knowledge needs a pebble from a running creek and a burned incense.
Okay, I know we stopped and got pebbles at one point.
Sure.
Yeah, I do.
Right
remember
afterwards.
That was at Crenshaw.
After,
I
was
think
it
it was at
after that
Crenshaw's.
chase?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was. It was right along Crenshaw's Pond, this little
Yeah.
secluded spot just south of town.
Because we were like, when are we going to get a chance to be near a creek again?
Alternately, one could, I suppose, take the language skill with the jack of all trades, take the knowledge, comma, Hebrew. I just throw that out as another option. This game system is very
Let me
rich, and
check
there are more,
my jack of all trades
usually more
to
than
make
one
sure
way.
that I'm not like cheesing it or something. Let's see.
It seems to be right within the realm of what I would
It
allow.
says I can try again after an hour of study.
Okay, currently
I
you
don't know if we're
have
gonna be here for an hour. Have we been here for a while?
not an hour. I would say
Yeah.
25
So-
minutes.
What I'm going to try to do.
Does Jennifer Chapman have any incense in her home?
Well, I figured. I'm not sure if I have it written down, but I figured Shep is carrying like a rudimentary, basic, like incense, whatever.
No, you visited the abuela. You visited the old
Yeah, and
the old
got a bunch.
bruja. And didn't she give you a box with 4 little incense things in it?
Yes.
I likened it to be the little flat chocolate Christmas Santa candies.
Yes.
One wrapped in like green and white foil, one wrapped in red and white foil, one wrapped in blue and white foil, and the final one wrapped in like a yellow and white foil. They're like little incense pieces wrapped and
Okay.
shaped like just very like vague human forms, just to give them a shape that you can sort of glom onto.
Okay. So would this be a ritual roll, or is it? It is ritual
To cast
because
the
I'm just the knowledge.
yes, it would be a like a task, 5 successes in 5 rounds to cast the spell.
Okay. So
By the rule, knowledge takes 3 power points, so it would take 10 minutes of preparation.
okay.
And on a critical failure, I think I'm going to steal a couple points of intelligence for something.
Okay.
You certainly have the ritual and you have the components. Would you like to cast it?
Yes.
I can try to help, but I don't have occultism this time, so it'll be just uh moral
Did y'all
support.
drop off?
uh, yeah, you're the smart one who tutors people, so.
And Shep, just
I'm
so
going
there's
to see
no,
what I can.
let me give you a little factoid.
Hmm.
While you can't read the Hebrew script, you don't know the glyphs or the characters. It looks like it's laid out much like the other rituals that you've seen, where there's something that looks like it could be the title. It looks like there's a short descriptive phrase. It looks like there is a bullet list with a couple items, and then more text. This is the classic recipe presentation for the East Texas
Right.
University ritual.
Hey,
Yeah,
Sophia.
because I just want to try to do this while we're here with it in the back.
Mm. Well,
So let's try it. I mean, all that can happen is I'll be dumb for a while.
Okay, first round. There are 0 rounds expended, 0 successes to date. You can, Sophia and Ava, aid in this uh, dramatic task.
can do. I will do some. Would it fall under persuasion to just be
Certainly can. I would let that go
uh
one time.
verbally supportive?
Sure, sure.
Wonderful.
I would also like to be verbally supportive.
Why then? Let's see the dice at the floor there. Looks like Ava got
Got
a
a 5.
success. Looks like a
Oh,
raise,
oh,
which is a 9, which I think is a success with a raise. So I would say that Shep, you can make your first roll for the first round at the maximum, a
Shep,
+3
go.
bonus.
Go, Shep, go. Go, Shep, go.
The gals are pretty
Okay.
persuasive. I see you added that +3 in. A success.
Yeah.
1 success in 1 round.
Okay. We'll take that and
Wonderful.
move on to the next round.
Could I, by chance, use research, see if I can't uh pinpoint a word or two off of the ritual itself to help him out?
I think
Since
that's
she's
a
such an academic nerd.
I think that's a fine use of the research skill. Yes, I will definitely permit
See if
that.
I can't figure out, like, oh, I think I've seen this word before. At a 5.
You will give Shep a +1 to his next roll. Sophia, would you like to let that roll stand, or
I'm
would you like to try
I'm
to?
thinking of how do performance to help Shep?
Exactly. How do you use performance to help Shep?
Performance.
I mean, part of
Uh,
part of the casting of this ritual is it took 3 power points per um, the basic Swade rules to cast. That means it took 10 minutes of preparation. So I imagine that you've set up some candles. You've sort of cleaned the area off. We'll say that a wind blows like some dust and debris in through the back door. And if you'd like to make a performance roll to sort of sweep that stuff away and keep it from impacting your little ritual zone, oh, I guess that's one way that you could do that.
Yeah.
I think I would also let like an athletics roll or even a perception roll. All of them,
getting
I
rid
would
of
say,
those
applies to this sort of. You're
distractions.
trying to keep this area pristine, free of debris and free of distractions. So sure, make
Yeah.
that roll. Another success. Shep, you will make this at, unless someone would like to use a Benny, you will make this roll at +2. 1 round, 1 success. 2 rolls, 2 rounds, 2 successes. Round 3. What are y'all going to do?
Hmm. Trying not to use the same one
Correct.
over and over
That
again.
just is that's no fun for the dean when you just rely on your highest die every time. The only exception, of course, would be using occult. I would let you use that every round
Yeah.
because you're directly aiding.
I gotta study some occult.
I know I usually have it for my jack of all trades, but I decided to be Sherlock Holmes today, so it was survival. But I don't know if this is exerting a lot from Shep. Maybe he's sweating at the brow. I could use some healing to wipe away the sweats. Here, you're
Sure.
working too hard.
Sure.
I'm here
run
to
to the
make sure
kitchen,
you don't
grab a
sting
dish
your
rag,
eyes.
run some cold water on it, or maybe dip it in that melting ice, and you come
Be
out
a
and
little,
mop his sweaty brow. Make a healing
aid
roll.
him with a little bit of that.
Make a healing roll.
Mm.
Looks like success. Ooh,
I think I'm going
trade
to
roll was a 1.
use research and continue on where Ava left off, just comparing notes. Yeah.
Sure. That's an A. That's a B. Shep, your roll is at +2. 2 rounds
Okay.
gone, 2 successes showing. Three rounds, 4 successes showing. Success with a raise. 3 rounds, 4 successes. You only need 1 more success. You have 2 rounds to become. You know, some of those characters to become a little clearer to you. We'll say that you can say, "Create Golem" is the title of this.
Let's see.
Oh, can I say I'm using driving by promising Shep that I'm never going to drive or crash his car again? I'm just trying to calm his mind and his concerns so he can stay focused on the spell, because that's something that's in the back of his mind. He brings it up every single time.
You are
Yeah,
so lucky there's no insight roll.
yeah, that sort of falls outside of the purview of what I think aiding
That
this
sounds
ritual
more
might
like
be.
a
I was
I
persuasion
mean, yeah,
roll.
hoping
maybe if
because
this,
it's car related.
You mean deception?
Some
maybe
deceiving,
maybe
eh?
if you had an Israel built automobile, like the
If
manual
it's
in your hand or something like that, with
if
combined
Yeah.
it's
driving.
deceptive, would that be like stealth?
I mean, you could intimidate him.
No, I don't want to intimidate him. Maybe I should.
If you get this wrong, I will wreck your car.
You already have the.
Yes, I'm intimidating him.
Oh my god.
What do I? Uh,
3 rounds, 4 successes showing.
Oh my
Sure.
gosh.
If you don't have it, you can try a untrained, a D4 -2. You can always drop a Benny on it, unless it's a critical failure.
oh, I don't have intimidation. Oh,
Yeah, then you use the D4 -2, the untrained, which is probably lurking all the way at the bottom of your list.
yeah, I see it. I don't want to ruin this.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Goodness.
Sure. Oh my gosh.
I am not surprised. She's been wanting to do this for a long time, ever since the Lenny
No,
comment.
no,
Oh Lord.
How did
not
you
at all.
how did you intimidate him? Did you really say I'm going to wreck your car, or
You
did
know what?
you?
Yes, I lean in as he's concentrating and whisper into his ear, "If you screw this up, I'm going to wreck your car."
You know, it's happened before, right? You've driven his truck between two
And
trees.
she's
and like
struck into the
struck into
tree.
a
I
tree.
think I've wrecked it like twice
You
so
scraped
far.
off the
I
side.
You
think.
ran
the side
it into
view
a man. You
mirrors.
ran it into the trees.
You
Into a
pinned,
house.
You pinned a
Into
zombie.
a house.
You pinned a zombie up against a tree with his bumper.
Yeah, that's one
And
of my greatest feats
and
of heroism.
You hit a metal.
I saved
set
my
of
friends by
steps.
wrecking your car.
All right, plus 2 success. You might need to mop his brow again, Ava, because he started
I
sweating
think.
anew. I see a plus 2 showing so far. We're at round 3. 4 successes showing. 1 more needed. Plus 2 bonus currently showing for the 4th round. What would you like to do? Besides
You
tell
see
yourself,
Shep's
you tell
eyes
yourself
kind of go
internally.
big, and then they kind of squint.
Mental note,
I'm
Ava.
helping.
Don't get on Sophia's bad side. Mental health. A note there.
I'm going to soothe him in Spanish. With my Spanish language.
She pulls up a little Spanish guitar, on her phone. It's probably before Spotify and Google Play and Apple Music or Apple Tunes or whatever. But
Oh my god.
sure, a little Espanol gives you the
I
plus
know
1.
I know she's saying some crazy stuff, but it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. And Shep, let me say that if you succeed on this, then this is the successful roll that completes the ritual. You're
Okay.
at plus 3. This roll will determine how successful. In other words, do you get a D4 in reading Hebrew or a D6, for example?
I'm going to. Oof. I'm going to spend a penny on that just to try to get a raise. Because if I leave it as is, it's just going to be a D4, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
Okay. I'm not going to tempt fate anymore.
I'm going to give you a Benny because you're doing good work here. And I know you can do better.
Sophia has an edge.
Don't forget what I just said. Just focus on the
Share
here and
her
now.
pennies. Share the wealth. Spread that wealth around. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So we're just going to go
Yeah,
for your
you
basics?
scared him too much, Sophia.
There we go.
There it is.
Hey.
That's what we want to see.
Oh.
I help.
Oh, the success.
Goodness gracious.
Elon is coming in clutch.
Yeah.
Success with 3 raises. Okay. Oh, that's so good. Yeah. That really is. That really is good. Okay. Yeah, I mean you can
wild area.
You can read and write and interpret the language of the Israelis like it's a second language to
Cat
you.
stuff.
For a period of time, it certainly is.
Okay. I look over at Sophia and I just go, thank you, but you've still already wrecked my car.
And there's plenty of time to wreck it again.
There's probably still a side view mirror sitting in the yard of Mimi. No, of what was his name? The guy with the mullet. His name quite escapes me. I don't know.
The guy with the mullet.
Yeah.
And then I just respond back to her, go, I don't know why you're taking it on me. It's Erica that will not let you borrow her truck.
If Erica's not letting you borrow it, that's, I don't know.
And then I start
Erica's truck.
Jimmy Buck. Jimmy Buck.
Jimmy, yeah.
And then
Last you heard, he was arrested and indicted for a Social Security Administration style fraud.
He was doing some bad things with other people's money.
You have the capability for about a minute. 6 rounds.
So I tell Ava, Here,
Yes.
write this down real quick.
In
And
the army.
I,
Got
you know, I translate it for her, and then
Hmm.
scribbling away.
Yeah, yeah. Components are like a, a cup of holy water blessed by a priest, and the creature that you want to create, an inscription of purpose. And what is the most odd is the final component will be essence to empower the golem.
So holy water blessed by a priest, inscription of purpose, and essence to empower. I feel like I missed something.
And the creature itself, the
Oh,
form, the
okay.
mannequin, if you
The
will.
the effigy, the mannequin. Got it. Cool.
essence.
Okay.
Do I have any earthly idea what essence to empower would be?
Probably a soul.
You know, the golem legend, they used to use a large, flawless ruby, a sapphire, a diamond, or something like that
Mm.
to take the place of the creature's heart.
Mm.
Okay. In looking back on it, did it look like something had been like the area around where the heart would be
You never uncovered it
had
that
been
far.
patched?
You uncovered the head
Okay.
and the lower portion of its anatomy.
Maybe it's all
Okay.
ready to go. We could take another look.
Yeah, let's go out and look.
Yeah.
Um, I look
Oh,
over at Sophia and go, "Do you still have any of the holy water?"
I think so. I remember packing it.
And Shep, you also realize that part of the activation or animation sequence of a creature like this would be to speak the word inscribed on it.
Okay. So I'm going to try to get out there quick enough to
it was
see if I can
Janice.
have a chance of
Oh,
doing it in Hebrew.
Oh, he's a big boy.
Yeah, I just made the token a little bit bigger. Why not? Why not?
Yeah. Okay, so we have worth taking a look.
You uncover it. Sure enough, there is an area of the chest which I would say is dug out, and it's
Mm.
much larger. We'll say it is fully a foot by a foot, 6 inches deep, a hole, if you will, in the middle of its chest. Much larger than the largest gem that you could imagine seeing, like in a history book or something like that.
Oh.
And it's completely empty.
It is. It is a
Damn it.
hole.
I kind of go around the tarp just to see if there's anything else underneath the tarp.
You find
Yeah, I'll look
what
inside.
probably what you think is another small mound of this loamy, moist soil. A little mound. It could fill a flower pot, perhaps.
I will try to move that mound.
It's just a mound of dirt. You can
Okay,
scoop.
so there's nothing underneath it.
There is not.
Dang it.
It is alongside one of its forearms as it lays there in a supine pose.
Mm. Is there anything inside of the bedroom?
Sure.
Take a look in the bedroom for anything that will work as this form of essence.
No. The jewelry
Fancy
is the
jewelry.
jewelry is nice. It is not what you would call costume jewelry, and there's a fair
Mm.
amount of it. It looks as if the Nazi doctor, the hideous Franz Heimglimmer, had bestowed a great many gifts upon Jennifer Chapman over the years. Also strange that whoever it was that left, probably a blonde man or woman,
Yeah.
didn't take any of this stuff. You think it's
Yeah.
probably valued, I don't know, at least in the thousands, if not the tens of thousands.
They really
Gold
don't care about the money.
bracelets, and of course, women's clothes
Hmm.
hanging up in the closet.
So, we haven't looked inside the box yet. Can I take the key and look inside the
The,
bag
the
deposit
box was
box?
open when you stepped in.
Oh, it
It
was.
looked like it had
Okay.
been cast aside. It was kind of tilted, and the lid had flipped open.
Darn.
And sure enough, it's got two keyholes, two locking
Mm.
mechanisms, and you've got the two keys, and it
Does
all are stamped with the bank's insignia.
does the lockbox look like it would fit
Good
in
thought.
the area?
The lockbox
And
is a little bit too large.
Okay.
Both, probably the depth is right, but it's a little longer and a little wider to fit in there. Now you could
mm,
carve out a bit more of the chest cavity.
What
It's kind
about
of
the Coptic urn that we already have?
make a
this
make a smarts
the
roll.
metal figure that we have
The
where the
metal
ritual
the,
came from.
the metal figure would fit comfortably in this hole, nowhere near filling it. Shep, you think that the contents of the Canopic urn would exactly fill the dimensions of this hole, probably leaving, an inch or two to spare of the depth. You
Mm.
think the entire contents, if you dumped them in, would fit? Oh, with the success with two raises, why don't I say that it would fit perfectly? And why don't I drop another penny in that slot where you keep your precious resources?
Okay. So I will ask Sophia to hand me the
Um,
Coptic urn or the urn.
I give you the urn.
from the bag. Yeah.
The one that you got from the cemetery.
Mhm.
And I will put that in the chest cavity.
You carefully
I put put
dump the
the
contents.
contents.
Yeah, the ceramic urn is too big. It's just too bulky to fit in that hole. But
Yeah.
yeah, as you suspected, and as you did sort of the mental math, the various items that spill out, the baubles, the little items of jewelry, a locket, um, a Star of David, a tooth, a pair of spectacles, a prayer book, a piece of ribbon, a child's stuffed cloth doll. Those items just basically almost fill that cavity. So you're looking at the supine form of a clay or loamy earth man
Okay.
with a hole in its chest, and that hole you have just managed to occupy with the contents of the canopic urn.
And I'll take the mound of dirt and put that and basically fill the top of it
Yeah, you've got
so that it
more.
turns into a heart.
Yeah, you've got more soil than you need. You put
Mhm.
several cupfuls, cupping your hand and dumping the dirt over the fetishes in the hole, and then you sort of tamp it down by gently patting it. Yeah, you've
And
effectively at this point filled the chest cavity with the fetishes and completed the form of the golem
okay.
by patting it, tamping it down a little bit.
I want to just double check while I still have my ability going.
Hmm.
I just want to verify the word on his head.
Oh, absolutely. Justice.
Justice.
You
Okay.
misstated it before when you were talking to Tante. I think you said protection or something like
Yeah,
that. But I will verify that it is the word justice
that
in
is
Hebrew
why I
glyphs.
asked.
Fair question.
Uh,
And you have
so,
rolled astonishingly well for free, because I am, after all, a kind of benevolent dean. I will tell you that the holy water has already been used in this ritual to create this thing. Probably it was mixed with the soil used initially to
okay.
formulate this
Explains why
mannequin,
it's a
this
little bit,
shape.
why it smells a little bit like elderberries.
Possibly so.
Okay, so we have the holy water, we have the forms. The other, all that's left is to actually perform the ritual, correct?
You've seen no evidence that holy water has been used, but you would suspect, as part of the creation of this being, holy
Yeah.
water could have been used. There's really only one way to tell for sure.
Let's go ahead and try, because it does smell like holy water up under this tarp. And I do
We
know what that
definitely
smells
know.
like.
We definitely know what that smells like. You did bathe in it once.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll give you the paper with the translated ritual on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, here you go. We're here. Hopefully,
And
maybe they can lead us to where
I'm
this justice is to be had.
well, I think we know already. Didn't she tell us where he was?
She did.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. She did.
Um,
Oh, boy.
so and I'm assuming my ability to speak Hebrew is about to run out.
It's about to run out.
Okay, so I won't attempt it in Hebrew.
Yeah, I don't think 30 seconds of gardening, patting this dirt into place. That's fair. Yeah, another action.
Um, so let's see. Doo. Okay, so let's get this party started. And I will follow the rest. I'll follow. We've got the recipe up to a certain point. I'll try to bring it to life.
How would you propose to do so?
Let's see. Reading the
There with the little inscription.
yeah, I was trying. There we are. I I will if I don't have with the last bits of my um, Hebrew ability, um, I would just uh, say the word justice.
When you do so, you instantly find yourself one amongst a group of 35 to 40 ghostly, ephemeral, um, gossamer images, ghostly shades resembling men, women, elderly people, children. They are all around this golem, surrounding him in 3 concentric rows, for there are so many of them. They are all looking down at the golem, and as one, the ones in the outermost rings reach out their hands towards the golem. The ones closest to the golem actually lay their ephemeral hands upon the lifeless form. And you're right in the middle of them, Shep. I mean, you're in the midst of ghosts. There are ghosts that are halfway, through your solid form. These look very much like, sadly, or happily, I guess, concentration camp victims, for they are very gaunt
Yeah.
and sallow. Some have been maimed and scarred. They are all, both the children and the women and the men, they have had their hair removed. And they are smiling and they are happy. And they are looking at one another and nodding as they touch or gesture towards this clay figure. Um,
I
yep.
will, since I'm right in the middle, I will place my hand over the heart as well.
Mm-hmm.
And if I still have the Hebrew, especially, I'm just going to say, bring justice to the one that tried to benefit from the misery of others.
They are ecstatically happy. As some of them smile, you see that their teeth have been removed, tooth and root, as they smile, sort of cadaverous grins at you, missing their teeth. But they are happy. And in groups of 6 or 7, they raise their hands skyward and float up and shimmer and vanish in waves and waves and waves, 6 waves, 7 waves, until the last vanishes. He looks like a religious figure. Looks like his beard has been plucked from his face, for he's got patches of beard and blood splotches. But he can't hide the fact that he's a kindly individual, an old man, stooped. Um, he's the last to vanish, and he smiles at you. And then you look down at the golem and you realize that its eyes are now little red, fiery pinpricks of flame as the golem sits up, kind of like the Undertaker, sits up at the waist and looks around.